My first Reiki experience was wild. It was incredibly healing, traumatically releasing. It was 14 years ago. My roommate was a massage therapist and she offered to give me a Reiki session. And at that time, I didn't know anything about Reiki or energy. I thought it was just another massage she wanted to give me. So I lay down on the massage table and she starts putting these stones down my chakras, and I'm laying there and I start to see these visions of like ancient tombs and keys, locks that were really elaborate golden locks. And I didn't really know what any of that meant at the time. And there was a stone on my third eye, and I was laying flat on my back, and it shot directly off of my forehead. And I was kind of like, what in the world? And I didn't say anything. And she's just giggling, and she sets it back on there. And then it shot off again. Pew! And I was like, okay, what is going on? And she was like, oh, that's just your energy pathways are opening up, releasing blockages. And I was just kind of like, what is she talking about? and then, so I lay there a little bit more and a little bit more. And then it was as if something had been unlocked within me, something that I had been holding on to. 4 years prior to that session, my brother had committed suicide, and it was around Christmas time when that happened. And fast forward 4 years later during my Reiki session, and it was around Christmas time. So I told her everything that had happened and how Christmas lights were hard for me to even look at, and putting up the tree and everything around Christmas felt so sad to me and traumatic. And I was just crying and just releasing and telling her the story, and she held space for me. She was putting her hands gently on my heart and different areas. And I had no idea any of that was going to come up. Like I say, I didn't know what to expect. I just was open and let it all come out. And then Christmas Day was a few days later, and I was at my folks' house. This was down in the Florida Keys. And I was laying on a hammock, and there was some power lines, and there was like this vulture type bird that had its wings spread out, and he was facing me, and he was just staring at me for a really long time in the wind. And I was looking at him, and it just felt like, we were having this moment. And I heard in my mind, like, you no longer have to hover over my death and basically mourn my death or grieve my death, was the message that came through. And it was from my brother. And although I still feel sadness, of course, for what happened, it connected me to this. The Reiki session opened me to admit that, yes, I'm going through a hard time. This was traumatic. And then it opened me up to heal, because I was able to feel it and kind of move through it and accept it in a way. And now, like, I love Christmas lights, and we're about to have Christmas here in a few days with my family, and I don't feel, it's almost hard to even put it in words, honestly. Some things that happen to you spiritually, sometimes you can't explain in words. And but I just wanted to share with you my experience. Now, fast forward 14 years later, I'm a Reiki practitioner myself. I got attuned. I went through some different trainings, and I receive and practice Reiki on people. And it just brings me such joy to see the healing that happens within other people and what other people are going through. And so if Reiki is something that you've never tried and you'd like to try a different method of healing, I highly recommend it. I work at Healing Touch in Warrensburg, Missouri, and you can email me at mollyjean, Gene yoga at Gmail if you're interested and would like to sign up. But I really just wanted to share that experience with you, and I hope that maybe you could try Reiki if there's something that you're going through traumatic, or even if you're just, feeling stressed or want some relaxation and ease and peace in your life. I highly recommend this energy work, this more subtle levels of working with the body. And yeah, so I guess that's it. Thanks for listening.